To get a little more clarity here on this breaking news in terms of the Raiders dealing to the Jets, Devontae Adams. Shefty, do you hear me? Are you with us? Tell us
Yeah,
how this
I
deal
got
came
you.
to be. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got you. You got me? I get straightened up here. Yep.
All right,
Not in
so
a
tell
great
me
spot.
You good, man. You
you're
good,
good.
Evan. You good, Shefty.
Tell us how we got here with Devontae Adams.
Well, this has been going on for quite some time here, and obviously the Jets have been talking to the Raiders, and the Raiders have been adamant that they get a second-round draft pick, which they weren't getting back in return. And after the Jets lost last night, obviously conversations continued on to where the two sides came to essentially an agreement that's going to get finalized later today. It's not official, but it will be because Devontae Adams still will have to pass a physical. There still is the hamstring issue going on right now. The Raiders, though, are not going to pay any of his salary, and in return, they're going to get that conditional third-round draft pick that becomes a second-round draft pick based on performance. We'll see what that turns out to be in terms of the condition. I'm trying to find that out right now. But Devontae Adams has been coming to the Jets here, and this is something that I think Aaron Rodgers has been working on for a long time. He's been recruiting Devontae Adams behind the scenes. This was the place that Devontae Adams wanted to go to, what he preferred, and in the end, he gets what he wanted. His contract next year is not guaranteed, and so the Raiders knew that they were going to have to lose him at some point in time. So before they lose him, they get more ammunition. They want to get as much ammunition as they can to have the ability to move up in the draft for a quarterback in 2025. The Jets wanted to do something to jumpstart their season, get Aaron Rodgers his favorite weapon. And so they agree to that deal that is expected to get finalized later today.
Adam Schefter, refresh our audience memory as to why Devontae Adams departed from Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers to begin with. We know he ended up going to Vegas and what have you,
Yeah.
but just refresh our memory of what their relationship was like and why he ended up separating from Aaron Rodgers when Aaron Rodgers and he were in Green Bay to begin with.
It's a great question, Stephen A. And I think that the two have always had a great relationship. They've always been close. But I also think that Devontae wanted to be paid, which he was in Las Vegas. I think he wanted to be the man and not be an Aaron shadow, which he was in Green Bay. And he went out to Las Vegas. And sometimes I'm going to guess that when you get somewhere, you realize what you have when it's gone. And in this particular case, I think Devontae Adams recognized, he knew it. I mean, they were close. Don't get me wrong, but like, boy, I didn't realize how good it was playing with Aaron Rodgers. And the two remained in contact. You saw the affection that existed between the two of them. Aaron's been recruiting him behind the scenes for over a year. You remember the comments he made at the golf tournament this summer saying that basically he connected to the Jets to Devontae Adams. And now the two sides get an agreement done to where Devontae Adams is going to be winding up playing with Aaron Rodgers again in New York with the Jets as they attempt to save their season.
Hey, Adam,
what is Colorado?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead, Shannon.
Schefter, you mentioned that Devontae has been out the last 2 to 3 weeks with the hamstring injury. How close is he to returning from that injury?
I believe he's very close. I wouldn't be surprised if he were back this week. Obviously, they'll have to see how he's doing, and he's got to get acclimated. There's an acclimation period, so maybe they may wait another week. But I don't know that he's going to miss more than a game if he misses that, Shannon. Like, it won't be long before he's playing for the New York Jets. When he suffered that injury, it was thought to be a 2 to 3 week injury. He's missed 3 games, so we're right in the range of where he would be coming back, whether that's this week or next week.
so Shefty, this is Saturday. Hey, so from Rodgers continuing with the Jets and potentially Adams signing or joining the Jets, what's the longevity? I thought that was part of the reason why he ended up going to the Raiders. He wasn't sure how long Aaron was going to keep playing. Like, it seems like he could be putting himself in a very similar position going to the Jets if Rodgers decides to roll out. Now he's stuck in another kind of land of unforgiveness, the same way he found himself there in the Raiders.
But here's the thing, Jeff. Devontae's got $36 million due in his contract next year. It's not guaranteed. Yeah. So if Aaron Rodgers decides that this is his last year in New York and he decides to retire after this year, then Devontae Adams, obviously the Jets aren't going to pay him 36 for next year.
Right.
And then he would not agree to restructure, so he'd become a free agent at that point in time.
Perfect.
And if the two have success together and Aaron wants to stay on, I'm sure they're going to work together to make that happen. It'll be a package deal, right? If Aaron continues on, I'm sure Devontae will continue on.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, then he won't. And Devontae will have the ability to go somewhere else at that time.
I love that.
Adam Schefter, is it plausible that Aaron Rodgers has indicated to Woody Johnson, get me my brother Devontae Adams, and this definitively will not be my last year in a New York Jets uniform. I'll stay on board in the future if you surround me with the pieces I want.
I don't know that he would make that threat, but to think that there would be no conversations between the two of them regarding the future, I think would be a bit naive. But I don't think that Aaron Rodgers would say, get me him and I'll stay on. I don't see that happening. These are the questions and conversations that will come up moving forward. We'll see how it plays out.
Get your phone, man. Go ahead, Fred. Adam. I know you're on national television. We don't mind. You got a phone call to take. You go ahead and take that damn phone. You ahead and check. You got a call.
It's a busy time. There's a lot of information flowing. It's the way it goes. But to me, again, I think those two players, those two men are tied together, right? And I think Aaron's in the last year of his contract. Devontae's in the last year of guaranteed money on his contract. So they can figure it out together. They can continue on together. They could go out together, and Devontae could go elsewhere. There's a lot of different ways it could go, but I think a lot of it will be determined by how the rest of this season goes.
All right, Schefter, we really appreciate the insight. Again, the breaking news that we have on this show, Devontae Adams saying bye-bye to Vegas, hello to New York. He'll join his former teammate Aaron Rodgers with the Jets, it sounds like, according to Adam Schefter, at some point today. Thank you, Schefter. We appreciate it.
Oh,